Okay then, just a few more things to finish on the SR250 really. Today's Sunday. I've just had to nip up to Screwfix, and that means I go past where the powder coat is, and they're working on a Sunday. So I'm hoping that means they're catching up on some of the orders. So fingers crossed, early next week I should get the headlight back. What else? I've ordered the Speedo, so again, with any luck that should come in the next few days. So that really just leaves kind of two final things I've got to address, and that is the battery strap for the battery box and the battery, and the seat. The seat's what I'm going to tackle first, hence the reason I went up to Screwfix. I've gone up and got me some rivets, because I wasn't happy with the way that I'd folded all this. I'm going to have another go at it, and this fiberglass is so tough to get through. I mean, even getting these in was such a pain, screwing them in. I'm wondering about drilling through and riveting this on. I think I'm going to be able to get much more tension on it. It's going to be overall a bit stronger. So that's what we're going to do now. And if it all goes terribly wrong, then I'm going to just have to make another seat, aren't I? Okay, so we're looking good so far. These are the new rivets in, and they're much more beef and secure. I'm going to put in some more in between as well. I'm just having to undo the screws, drill a slightly larger hole in. I have just managed to destroy my original pound shop riveter that died on the second rivet I tried to do with these. So I've had to go and get a slightly more brand new beef one, but as we'll show, it's doing the job. There we go. They are fairly beef rivets, these. So yep, I'm just going to continue going all the way around and have this finished. Okay then, so seat is finished. A slight kind of cock up. Unfortunately I didn't bother filming it, but when I was drilling the holes a bit wider, I kind of mind wandered and I kind of pushed a little bit too hard, and I went straight through the cover and out the other side. So I've had to take the whole cover off, throw that one away. Luckily I still had a spare seat cover left over from when I did the Bonneville, not mine, my mate's Bonneville, when I did the seat on that. So I still had the stock seat, which I found, and I've had to just start from scratch. But do you know what? I think it's worked out for the better, because I was able to drill the holes underneath when everything was disassembled for the rivets, so there's no danger the second time round, and I got a much better coverage. But there we go. There we go. Much nicer curve around the back there. I was able to pull it a lot tighter. Less material at the front as well, so it's not as bulky at the front. Yeah, and I think overall it's just a much, not as pretty on this side, but it's beef. You know, that ain't going anywhere. The rivets are really holding it well. So yeah, pretty happy with that. So then I think the next thing I'm going to do is look at the battery strap for the battery box and battery. I wanted to have a sort of leather belt kind of look to it or something like that. Skeggy Cruiser even suggested, genius idea, a dog collar. So I went up to Pets at Home. They were a little bit expensive actually for the leather dog collars that I wanted. So I might have a look on eBay, but I'm going to have a little rummage around, because I think I've got an idea of what I could use. So I'm going to go inside now and have a look at that. Right, so that's how I think it's going to sit on there. In an ideal world I would have gone for a brown, but this is the only available leather thing I've got for no money, so I need to go and get my leather punch now and mark out where the hole's going to go. So I'll just probably then double that over for strength, and then we'll have a washer over the top like that, and that should hold it together. So right, let's go and punch this and get it on there. Well, I may have sacrificed a pair of boots for nothing, because it looked alright, and then I was rooting around upstairs and I found an old leather belt, brown one that was aged, and I think that looks much nicer, a bit more beef. Oh, can't see there, can we? There we go. So last minute change of mind, decided to go with that, but I think that looks a lot better tied in with the sort of the rest of the colours. Okay, and so a few days later, and the Speedo's in, and the headlights back from the powder coaters. So we are ready to. I'll probably tackle the headlight first, just reassemble that. Not an awful lot to do really. Just put that inside that. Don't scratch it, and mount it on the bike and plug it in. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I might as well just show you the finished results when that's done. So there we go, the light is all mounted and on, and I think looking rather nice. And all working as it should do. So yeah, pretty cool. So now just onto the Speedo. And so here we go. This is the little Speedo. That's the stock clocks that are on there. So a few things I've got to try and bear in mind. You see on here we've got high beam, neutral, oil indicators. We've only got the one indicator light for both left and right. If you look on the stock clocks, whoops, we've got a left and a right, so two separates, no oil indicator, neutral and high beam. So according to the instructions, there is a diode you can put in, which will, because if I wire both the indicators up just to this one, what happens is it flashes, but all four indicators will flash, so you need some sort of diode to kind of correct it so it's only left or right. There is no oil light, so what I've kind of done at the moment, just to work things out, I kept, these are all the original lights from the clock, so I've labelled those up, and I've just used the original connector with those on and just twisted the wires together to make sure everything's kind of working. So the red wires here, I've kind of used that, the oil light, as the left indicator, and that's the right indicator, and that all works fine. I don't know if that's something I should. I could keep it like that and it works fine, but then is that just a bit of a cop out to have a oil light flashing as an indicator light, when really maybe I should just not have that used at all and get the diodes in so it's all coming off that one. The lazy kind of person in me wants just to have those, use it as an indicator light, just because it works and it means I don't have to get anything else. But the sensible person in me says no, it'd be better just to bypass it completely and have the indicator light. And oh, excuse me, I'm having some issues with the neutral light at the moment. It works, I can get it to light up when I come off, when I have a ground and when I have a live power source, so I know the light works. But for some reason I can't seem to get it to work when it's plugged in as it should do. It's caused me a bit of head scratching here. I did wonder if it was something to do with because apparently there's two types of sort of neutral light. There's like a, depending on the sender unit, there can be a single wire one or a 2-wire one. This one happens to be a 2-wire one, and it's kind of separate from the rest of the loom, which all go to the same ground. But yeah, I can't seem to get it to work. But in wiring that back on as well, that's not lighting up either. So I'm wondering if it's not so much how I've got it wired here, the way I thought it should be, or whether I've got an issue somewhere down the loom. So that's a bit of a headache as well at the moment. So I'm going to kind of switch off and just keep delving into it a little bit more. And yeah, so close, but not quite there yet. Okay, so I'm guessing there's something wrong with this wire here, because it's the original light. If I ground it onto that bolt, we're laughing. We go up here, we get nothing. So right, need to start looking into this bad boy. Alright then, so let's orientate ourselves. Here's our little problem. So I need to trace this wire, which, when you look at the schematic from the neutral switch, it's the light blue one. It doesn't go to too many places. It goes to the relay here, which is I've positioned up there, and then it also goes down here into the neutral switch and through this connection here. So I'll try and, in my usual Neanderthal way, work out where we're going wrong. So in theory, if I put a probe in there and we're on here, there we go, we've got a beep, so we know that's good from there to there. So from here to here, that's more me not being able to get the probe in there. There we are. So I'm quite happy that there's this section of wiring's fine. So I need to really trace it down to the neutral switch and see where it's going wrong down there. That's all I can think at the moment. Right, so turn off again and we'll keep fault finding. Right, so the quest goes on. Still got the old continuity going. So this point here is this is like the end of the wiring for the neutral switch. So that normally is bolted onto there. So that's our neutral switch in there. So this is the very end of the wiring. I've tested all the points. There's about 3 connector blocks that it goes through. Tested all of those, and we're getting continuity. Now the final one is on the end of this switch, and then right up to where they join on the clocks, and we've got continuity. So I know all the wiring is fine. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be something to do with the neutral switch, which is a bit shit. Okay, so looking at where we're going to mount the Speedo, I've decided off the top yoke, off to one side. I could make life easy for myself and have it there, but it sticks up a little bit too proud. So I'm going to mount it underneath, so it goes under there. That's quite a large hole there, so I think I'm just going to drill out this hole, tap it for a larger bolt, longer, more beef bolt, and it will go there. I've moved the handlebar, as you can see, off the riser out of the way a little bit to give me a bit of access, but yeah, that's where it's going to sit. So yeah, that'll do the job nicely. So rather than call this day a complete write-off, let's at least get it mounted. Okay, so the Speedo's at least in position now, and Speedo cables all on. The only thing I'm probably going to do is, I haven't got any at the moment, but I want to put like a rubber dampener, like a thick tap wash or something I think just to absorb a bit of vibration on here. So I'll get one of those when I'm out and about next, and yeah, it's looking alright, I think. There we go. So yeah, that's about as far as I can get now. Okay then, so that's pretty much it for this video. I had hoped to have it all kind of finished really, but these things are conspiring against me. So that's the switch. Now I'm not entirely sure really how these kind of work. I don't know if you've got this kind of almost ball on an end here. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be on a spring. It's quite worn actually at the end. I'm not exactly sure how these fail, but you've got like another corresponding kind of ball which I'm guessing touches it when it's in neutral, and then when you click that moves out of the way. So it's good. I think it kind of works along those lines somehow. So whether or not this is just simply worn, whether if it's a spring in there that pushes it out as it were, I don't know. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on that. But there we go. We got the light on, and we got the Speedo on, and 90% working. So yeah, sort this out. Look at those little diodes, because I don't think I should really take the easy option and have the oil light as a separate indicator. But yeah, I'm not trying to drag this out. It's just doing it all by itself. So rock and roll. Thanks for watching. See you next time.